So I'm just going to test my mic now because I had it disabled a couple days ago. Let's check the stream. So I'm just going to test my mic. There we go, perfect. So we currently have 16 drivers in the lobby, which I believe is what we should have. Fry says it works. Yeah, thanks mate. So I'll just wait for now, as I believe we should be getting ready anytime soon. So I'll just take a look at the standings now. I believe Fry has a pretty substantial lead. Let me just get it up. So yeah, we have Fry in P1 with a 43-point gap to Salfera, who is, I believe, not racing today. I believe, I'm not going to attempt to say it, but Kaiser, we'll call him Kai. He is racing in his place, so he can't challenge for the championship. And Fry must have wrapped it up now. That's I'll just check on the chat. Okay, so yeah, he's confirmed it. So it's more of a race for pride today. Well, or at least the slightly minor positions. Well, they're not minor, but the winner is already confirmed. But I haven't really kept track of it. So well, we don't appear to be getting any more drivers. We're getting more viewers though, which is always good. Yeah. Oh, so it's Edzak who can get P2. So he is racing, but his teammate is not. And I believe he said it might have been his last race somewhere on the chat as well. So we're just very close to 4 o'clock now. So we can jump into quali very quickly. Masiek is typing. Good luck, Shark and Anasik. You guys are my idols. I'll keep an eye on them for you, Mikolai. If I can say it right. Alright, we've got the call from JJ to ready up, so we should be going. Yep, the countdown started. So we're at the Circuit of the Americas today. It's pretty notorious for track limits, especially through that tricky first sector. You have to nail all the apexes, string them all together to really get your lap at first, not invalidate it, and then hook your lap up right. But I'm not sure how close this grid is. I'm not too experienced with these guys, but I guess we'll get a pretty good idea as quali goes on. You do, says Luke. Cheers, mate. Right, so we're in. It appears, let me just turn the volume down a bit. It appears to be dry, although it is very overcast. So I mean, I believe weather spoilers aren't allowed. I'll keep that quiet if I see anything. But it looks like an overcast quality, so I mean, potential for rain. They'll want to get their setups on and get their laps in as soon as possible. Really, we'll see the first out. It's just set up telemetry. Got a couple of mechanics coming out already. Yeah, that's a McLaren. That is Shark, and then in front of him is Alpha M. So they are getting out pretty quickly. Oh god, it's a big trains. I mean, that might, the speed at which these guys are leaving the pits, it might imply that we're going to have a bit of wet weather, which I mean isn't great at the end of quali at least, because it means that these laps are the only ones that will really count. But we'll just keep our fingers crossed in regards to that. See, already half the grid's pretty much out. Apparently I'm okay to tell about weather. Okay, so I've got permission from JJ, and he says that it will be, well, oh, it is raining in quali. It is raining in 10 minutes. So yeah, they're going to need to get out the pits. Keep some, I think, get some solid bankers on the board, really. I don't think you should be pushing too hard for pole here. But that does take away a little bit from the excitement of the qualifying. It'd be much better if it was wet first and then dry at the end. But I believe we have everyone apart from Kai and Edzak in the pits, which seems fair enough. They might want to get as much track evolution as possible. So we're just going to go on board with Alpha M for the first flying lap. He's setting it up now. He's got his ERS enabled. And here we go. So he's going to want to take a wide line into one and get as much curve as possible, which he doesn't seem to be doing. Ooh, bit of lag. Oh, the rain is already out. The animation has just appeared. Oh no, this is the worst way this quali could happen. The little jerky animation as Alpha sets to 24.4, and I fear for the lads at the back at least. Well, I mean, Edzak's in the pits. I mean, he's not going to be able to get any real sort of lapping. Honestly, they should take this sort of quali out of the game. It ruins all of it and all the fun. But Alpha opening the DRS on a back straight. He's looked like a pretty tidy lap actually so far, kept it all valid. As most cars are on their flying laps now, we'll just see the times trickle in. Cuts as much curve as he can through the hairpin. I can't see his... Ooh. A little bit aggressive on the wheel spin there. This is a very tricky corner for traction, but he seems to have hooked it up nicely. He's going to take a tight line through this triple apex, sorry. And this has actually looked pretty neat from Alpha. I'm not sure if that timing is correct, because he'd be setting the world record if it was. But what is the time as he crossed the line? It's a 1:31.2, and that's actually a decent banker. Let's see what Shark has. He's invalidated his lap. There's an Alfa Romeo behind, I believe it's Masiek, who has also invalidated his lap. And that is not what you want to be doing. There's Yep, Alex is coming round now. He's kept it valid, but it's looked a lot slower. It's a 1:37.1. I mean, that's some serious time loss. Gooch has invalidated his lap. Yolmir crosses the line at 1:33.4. I mean, he's got pole by 1.2 seconds, Alpha. It clearly seems that going out early was the right decision for him because no one else seems to have any grip. JJ sets a 1:32.3. He's decent, but still second off. And this is the worst way that quali could have taken place, really, with the rain pouring down. I mean, I really hope there is a bit of change at the end. But yeah, I mean, you can see just with TG on his lap here, I mean, he's got so much wheels, but he's had to back off. Oh, there's a spin. Koi, not too sure. At the hairpin there. It's very tricky for traction zones, this track. But I mean, if this weather is anything to go by for the next 12 minutes, if we don't get any respite from this, then looks like Alpha's going to take pole. I'll just check where he is in the championship. I'm not sure if he's usually a front runner. If you just give me 1 second. He is 4th right now, and he did win in the Netherlands, so I mean, Anasik's already retired. He's crashed actually. You see, is anyone going through there? It looks like a Haas. Yeah, it's Vico. Yeah, he binned it off the exit. Oh my words, Vico's just gone straight into the wall. I mean, those soft tyres have no grip. It's already into territory. DRS is now disabled. Well, that'll be it for quali, lads. I mean, if I tell you for positions, well, Edzak is, well, he's not going to get even if he goes out, he's not really going to break into that top 10. So just have a look now. So Alpha will be starting from pole position then. And he has got a 20-point gap to Edzak. No, oh my, sorry lads. No, he has. So could be pretty advantageous for him. Maybe, I mean, it takes a miraculous results, but if he gets a double podium, he could end up in P2. But this is speculating now. But yeah, I guess we're going to sit here for the next 10 minutes unless everyone retires. I'm listening still, yeah. Cheers, JJ, mate. I don't even know who's called me that, but I kind of upset me actually. I mean, yeah, the track is dripping now. There's no grip on there. I mean, you can't get the throttle down. See if we've got any drifts going on. Fry's done a purple middle. Look, I don't want to be the cynic here, but I think that might be a little bit of a glitch. Tap my name and look at my YouTube name. Right, let's have a look then, JJ lad. Oh, I can't tap it, it don't work. Oh, it's a beautiful time of a 1:54.9. Haven't seen these drifts, mate. Alex, mate, I actually don't know which one you are. Oh, this. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, cheers for calling me Doo-Doo, mate. It was really lovely of you to say. Yomi's on an outlap on the Inters. I mean, fair enough. It's something to pass the time, really. Congratulations on P2 JJ, mate. I mean, the grip just disappeared. Like, as soon as Alpha started his lap, it was just... I just saw the really unrealistic animation and I knew what was going to happen. I was in the back of the pack too. Yeah, I think the issue really was people just invalidated their laps, like Shark did, a few others who were first out. But yeah, I mean, once Alpha finished his lap, I mean, the grip was already gone. Slightly disappointing, but I mean, this track isn't the worst for racing by any means. Got 2 lovely DRS straights, so hopefully the race will provide more entertainment, but we do have to wait for now. Is anyone doing a lap we can watch? Bit of drifting. He's only 8/10 down actually on his soft time, Alex. Norris got a 3-place penalty. Oh, honestly, that should not happen. I mean, he was going way too fast to go into the pits, and he was within his rights to back out. I can't remember exactly where he qualified. Wait. Yeah, I mean, the F1 quali today is clearly a lot more interesting than this was, with Charles Leclerc on pole again. I mean, people might say that the whole Sonoda science incident would have really changed the outcome, but I still reckon Leclerc was too far ahead with his time. I mean, no one was really getting near to it. Hamilton was about 2 tenths off with a massive toe. We have 16 viewers. I don't really know why you're here, lads, but enjoy it. Welcome to the stream. Alex is in the pits now. Let's see, Edzak is out. See if he can lift himself off the bottom. I mean, Fry might want to as well. See if Edzak can get anywhere near that front row. I don't really know why people aren't retiring. Honestly, just get it over with. I guess there's a couple who want to fight for grid position, in fairness to them. But I mean, it'll only really be towards the back. All joking aside. That should be close to completing his lap. Yeah, here he is at the last corner. See if he can get anywhere, maybe P12. He's just a little bit behind Masiak on 45.4 on the inters. But yeah, I think actually Koi for Spurs, he's in an ideal position actually. He's can try the alt strategy from P11. I mean, that's probably one of the best places. It's one of the best places he could have ended up with, given the situation. 5 set to 43.9 on the inters. That's impressive, actually. He's 1.3 faster than his next closest rival. Someone's disliked the stream. Thank you. I really appreciate the love and support. Well, we'll have a little look at the battle for P12. I'm just promoting the stream on other servers. I bet I'll be lap twice. Nah, don't worry, TG mate. You got a decent starting position here. I believe in you. As Edzak decides to retire on track, which he's not really meant to do, but we'll allow him. As this is Masiak, really. See if we can. We'll go on board with him for a wet lap, because why not? There's nothing else to watch. Breaks into turn 1. A lot of short shifting. He's just disabled the CRS for just a second, so he can have a little bit more for the back straight. Let's see how he takes the S section. Nice for 1, 2, 3. Really keeps you to the curves there. It's a very nice line. And he's currently 2/10 down on his previous time. Gonna hug the inside and just move the car to the exit curb here, which he does nicely. Want to get on the throttle as soon as possible. Don't want to brake just after the 100-meter board through the apex. Very close to invalidating, it has to be said. A little bit out of shape on the traction zone, but I think it's alright for him. We'll get an indication of whether he's up or down very quickly. So coming in to the next hairpin, misses the apex slightly actually. That won't be getting him any time. Let's see if he up or down. He's nearly 4/10 down. He's going to need a mega last sector. I don't really think he'll be able to get ahead of Edzak, but we'll watch him nevertheless. Throttle down. Very into the short shifting, already in 6th here. 7th. I mean, the car seems, there we go, there's invalidation. Please retire, man. I don't want to watch you go into the pits for the next 2 minutes. There we go. So, quali is finished. It has to be said, a little bit of a non-affair, with pole being taken by nearly a second, or actually over a second by Alpha. So yeah, Alpha on pole with a 1:31.2, the only real representative time, I believe. And even then he would have lost some time with the wet track. JJ in P2 for Williams. Vico in P3. We've got Optimus Prime in P4 with his Venezuelan teammate Yolmir in the Racing Point as well, just following him in P5. Got Paul 6th, TG 7th, Kai 8th, got Alex 9th. 10th is Shark, who really could have got a lot higher as he was second out, but he invalidated his lap. And we've got Koi for Spurs, the last of the soft runners in that golden P11. Then we have Fry and Edzak, two of the top championship contenders. Well, I mean, not contenders, but they're two of the front runners. Then I believe Masiek, and then two others. I forgot you. Sorry about that. It's my worst track. No, don't worry, mate. Salfera says, hi guys, I want to make my best compliments to Fry for his F3 title. It's been a pleasure to fight with him. Well, I'm sure we'd love to have you here, mate. Make it even more entertaining. Thank you, GWF Josh. I don't know who you are. It's a bit strange, mate, but thank you. But yeah, as I said, shame you can't be with us today. So make it a little bit more interesting at the sharper end of things. But now we've had Alex has confirmed the setup, so the countdown starts for the formation lap, and hopefully we will be lights out in Kota pretty quickly, if there aren't any issues. Norwich Fan 7X. I don't know anything about you, but good to see that we've got more viewers on the stream at least. There we go, it's the formation lap. Let's hope everyone... Oh, right, someone's already been disqualified. How have you managed that, mate? Let's just check on the race director. There's nothing, but he's managed to get disqualified. I was about to say... But yeah, just looking at the tyres, the top 10 are all starting on the softs. As well, they are actually all qualified on it. Got Koi on the mediums, as I might have predicted. Fry on the mediums as well. Edzak on the softs. I'm not sure you want to do that here. I know the strategy would be very much either soft, medium, or the other way around. And I believe ending on those softs would be pretty beneficial, as Josh has joined. Yeah, Masiek on the mediums, as is Anasik, who's already been disqualified in fairness to him. But they come through the S's. I feel that track limit penalties will be a really big deciding factor at this track, with those tricky S's providing so many challenges for the drivers. What is Alpha doing? I don't want to give any spoilers away, but I don't think you really meant to go on the grass in a formation lap, in fairness to him. They seem to like taking quite wide lines in the formation. But I mean, we haven't really got to see too much of these guys' pace in the dry, but I'm sure there'll be many changes with those big DRS straights, as I mentioned earlier. 28 laps of this roller coaster of a circuit, as Lando Norris once said. Alpha's lagging everywhere. That's not too good. There we go, there's the first drivers come up on the grid. Keep an eye on Alpha and the rest of the grid as they line up now. The final cars are here. Hopefully we should be getting underway. So I am in broadcast. Ooh. Alpha's moving everywhere on the grid. Here we go. The lights aren't on yet. Here we go. We've got 3, 4, 5 red lights here. Oh, Optimus Prime has jumped the start. And it's lights out and away we go as Optimus takes the lead. Alpha looks to get a good getaway. JJ just behind. Vico on his side. He's going to make the move on JJ. Ooh, he's forced him a little bit, but it stays clean. Let's look what's happening further back. everyone seems fairly clean. Who's gained positions? Paul has gained, let's see, 3 positions on the start. Fry's already gained 4 on those soft tyres, or medium tyres even. That's a great start for him, but we're going to go down to Alpha here, who's already built a gap of 8/10 to JJ. I mean, I don't like the cameras here. See if there's anyone lining up any moves. There's a Red Bull alongside a Ferrari. That's Alex. He's going to go down the inside on Kai. Kai has kept the position for now. Going to go wheel to wheel. Let's see what's happening with Fry, making a charge through the field here. Is he going to send anything on Sharky here? Nah, he's way too far back. Shark deploying that ERS to maximum value. But still, we have... Excuse me 2 seconds. Well, I assume Optimus should be, he should be trying to service drive through as soon as possible, really. Want to get that out of the way. It's a bit of a burden. Is he gonna... No, he's staying out. He's gonna try and pull the gap. But we'll see how it progresses from here. So you see the strategy is a 2-stop at the minute. I would have thought some might want to go for the 1-stop though. But I don't know, Optimus has gone into the pits, that's my mistake. But... Oh, no, he hasn't. It's just the leaderboard glitching out. JJ is going to try and close to for here. There's a yellow flag. It's a virtual safety car. Koi has binned it at the S's. I don't know quite where. I think he might have been a collision. I'm not too sure. But we'll just wait for the leaderboard to sort itself out here. Fry's made the move on Alex again. Still having a good battle. I mean, Fry's the biggest gainer here. He's made 4 positions up from the start. TG has lost 7. I don't know quite what happened. I think he might have had an altercation with Koj actually. That might be a little explanation. We've already got blue flags out for whatever reason. As DRS is now enabled, and this will make things interesting now. JJ's just out of the 1 second range for Alpha, and that's really what he wants to stick in, so he can really stay in his slipstream. See any moves? It's all just looking like a bit of a train right now, which is characteristic of this track. And we've got our first time penalty, just 3 laps. I mean, Alex has just exceeded twice there, and he's got his penalty now. They're all going to start to stack up. Just yeah, four penalties already. That's how tricky this track is with track limits. And as I said, it will be a priority to keep away from that. JJ does not have the DRS. He's really going to need to try and gain to Alpha here. Yeah, because he's going to start lagging behind. Might become a prey to Paul and Vico behind in the train. Optimus leads. Yes, he jumped the start by a pretty substantial distance, about 2 seconds I think. But he will be coming in for his drive-through anytime soon. So actually there's already a big gap between JJ and Paul, the front two really. Oh, Alpha's gone wide completely. I don't know what's happened there. Oh, must have been lag. Yeah, that's just that's not great. He's lagged really badly there. Well, that's not a 2.9 second gap in the slightest. Is it? I believe the gaps might be slightly broken. Oh, JJ just exceeds track limits again. Gonna need to be careful. But yeah, front two were already making some inroads into the gap as TG picks up a time penalty from the back of the field. In all that chaos, Anasic actually stopped as well, so he's on the medium tyres now. But yeah, he does have the DRS now, JJ, which is a positive sign for him. If he can just keep up for this last sector, he can start hanging on to the back of Alpha, waiting for a move. But it very much looks like it's these two in contention for the win right now. Just really closing up. As Edzak has made a move on Kai. Maybe let his teammate through though, I'm not too sure. But Edzak is already into P9 from, I believe he started P13. If we just check that now. Yes, he did. So there's a few big gainers here. And the real big losers are Optimus, obviously, because he had a big mistake with the start, and TG as well. By the way, hit a like, lol, thank you very much, mate. Appreciated. Oh no, you're probably telling me to do that. Well, I've done it anyway. So is JJ closing into Alpha? The gaps are broken, but he's 100% within DRS range. There's still... JJ has slightly more ERS than Alpha does, and he's going to use that to maximum effect here. He's got the DRS enabled. Alpha's disconnecting. We're going to have to be conservative. He's just going to stay... he's going to hang back JJ, which I think is the wise decision here. Doesn't want to be too risky this early. I mean, this is really frustrating because I can't see any of the gaps. Yolm is very close to the back of Vega here. This poor guy slightly off track. As if yellow flag in sector 3. That might be a spinner. I'm not sure who it might be. It's a safety car. Let me just check an incident here. I do not know what happened. But that is a safety car now. I mean, we haven't got any news on what the penalties might be. The safety car is deployed, and as expected, they have now all boxed. See if... I think the front two should stay as they are. JJ on the hards. We'll just check the tyres that everyone's going on to as well. Alpha's gone on to the mediums. Vico, Edzak and Alex on the hards. I would have, if I was in their situation, I would have gone on the hards. So Alpha has track position. He'll have more pace than JJ with the softer compounded tyres. But really, we'll have to wait and see what might happen. Fry is now in the lead of this race with his medium tyres, and I wonder if he might just try a one stop here. Fry. He could, well, he's got some decent track position. He could go for something here. We'll wait and see how it unfolds. Hopefully, we'll have clean racing throughout. If everything goes well, I mean, Alpha's internet is really bad. I'm not sure if you're seeing this routinely, mate, but sort him out. It's not too pretty. I mean, he'd already had it. His car went way too wide when he was driving completely normally. At least when I was spectating JJ, it looked like he'd crashed, and then he just phased back onto the track. So I think his connection might be a little bit off. So I mean, everyone on the mediums apart from Kai, Optimus Prime, he hasn't stopped. He's well, actually, I mean, I would have stopped if I was him after that drive-through. Just get it out of the way, minimise the disadvantage. But fair play to him, as everyone is caught up now. So we'll have one complete lap behind the safety car, and then it should go in where Fry will try and catch everyone out of the restart. As Norris's grid penalty has unfortunately been officially announced now. Pretty devastating, that. But I'm sure he can recover it tomorrow with the overtaking opportunities that Baku provides. Fry's already. Well, I mean, he's not even. I don't think the director's actually gone out. Well, he's sliding around a bit, making a big gap to the safety car in this long, windy third sector. I haven't seen the safety cars in, but I very much assume it will be now. Everyone's going to frantically try and get heat into their tyres, especially the hard runners. Oh, I mean, that's just as I say that. JJ's warming, he slides a little bit. These tyres take some warming, take some wiggling around to really get some heat into them. He doesn't really want to fall back to Alpha to try and stay with him, as Koi has left the session while he's out of the race, so won't be needing to invite him back. But let's see what Fry does. I swear the safety car's still out. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know, it must be a glitch. No, it's still out. Is this a glitch on my screen or something, or has he just tried to do a safety car restart when the safety car is still out? I'm not sure what he's... Honestly, man, that was very confusing. I don't know why the safety car would still be out, considering they're all lined up. And it must be going in this lap. But Fry has just tried to do a restart with the safety car still on track. Anyway, it's very confusing. Oh my days, 5-second penalty. Knew that would happen. It's Vico's on the receiving end. I'm not sure what happened with it. It's with Shark. Really unsure here. Yep, there we go, there's the directive. Safety car is in this lap. So we'll just see Fry actually have to execute what he's just done a lap before. Backing off a little bit. There we go. So I don't think he's really caught anyone off guard, and they're all nothing too tactical from Fry, but he does have the lead. See if anyone's really been caught out. Alex very close to the Ferrari of Edzak. They're both on the hard tyres. He's going to go down the inside surely. Holds that inside line, doesn't want to force him off track, which he may have done. No, he's got the move cleanly, Alex has, and he moves up into P9. We'll just look at the gaps, which have sorted themselves out now finally. So Fry leads from Maciek from Optimus Prime, who is on some old soft tyres. Alpha is going to be looking to catch up to him. He's already gapped JJ about 9/10. Although JJ is just going to need to stay in that DRS. Oh, and Alpha might have just made a cut there. We'll check the warnings later. See if there's any movement here. It all just looks to be very linear. As Vico has he actually boxed maybe to get rid of his penalty, but he's on the mediums now. And I mean, I guess it's just time will tell what the strategies are. Right now the top 5 all separated by less than a second. I mean, it looks like it'll be a big train if Shark can catch up a little bit. Him and Yolmir are battling here. Yolmir's gone for a switchback. Can he get better traction on the outside of turn 2 here? Oh, they're going to go side by side for the S's. Shark has backed out, and that is clever of him. But that is a great move. Oh, Shark's gone way off track. This DJ gets another penalty. Oh, Alpha's got his penalty. Alpha's got a time penalty, and that puts the race firmly into the hands of JJ Dog at the minute. Gives him a big advantage. Although he is losing time to Alpha on those mediums. We'll look at the ERS count. I mean, everyone's going to be fairly high because of the safety car. Alpha's going to line up and move on Optimus here. Goes down the inside. Again, slightly tight on the apex, but it looks fine, and he's got the move done. Well, I mean, maybe his teammate might let him through now, considering the different strategies they're on. Would be good of him to do. But I tell you, JJ's got to look to get past the racing point of Optimus Prime here. Paul keeping his distance, as Yolmir Shark a little bit off the pace compared to the top 7 right now. But I'm sure he can conjure something up as DRS is now enabled. Even more moves will be lined up. Yolmir sets the fastest lap. Well, Fry is keeping the lead right now on his slightly older mediums, as is Maciek just behind him. But I'm sure they'll be peeling into the pits in a matter of a few laps, really. Optimus gets a penalty. This is his first. I mean, well over half the grid have penalties now. That is 10 drivers out of 15 on the track at the minute. 2/3. Just showing how tricky it is to keep your car on track here. If the interval is right, does Maciek have DRS? He does, just. Optimus out of that range. Is JJ going to line up and move? He's going to really want to get past him using that ERS. He's gaining all the time now. He's going to send one, staying in that slipstream to the last minute. Gets very close to the inside of Optimus. But he's made the move stick. He wants to give Optimus a space. He might force him off track a little bit, but it's just elbows out. Oh, Optimus getting very close on the inside. But right now it looks like JJ has firmed the position on his fresher hard tyres. This car becomes the latest recipient of a penalty. Just 4 drivers yet to get one now. Yeah, the top 3 all within each other's DRS now. But Maciek is really drifting in and out of that of Fry's. Yolmir has retired. Is a virtual safety car. Oh, he's crashed on the exit of he's crashed at the exit of the last turn. I believe that happened to Bakker yesterday in the F5 race. Just the traction on there got too much. It might have been a collision, I'm not too sure. I'll have a look at the race director as the VSC neutralises the race. But that is devastating for Yolmir. He looked like he had some really good pace, yet terminal damage DNF. Sorry we didn't catch that, but it's just focused on the front more on the front. Yolmir has left, and credit to him. I'd be upset as well. Looks like JJ's backing up the Delta a little bit. He's 2.3 away from these lot. Oh, Kai's got a drive through. Kai has got a drive through penalty. He's the only one to receive one. But that is going to massively jeopardise his race chances. As Optimus has made a move on JJ. And JJ backing up the Delta there. I tell you, that does not look like a good decision. Optimus gives him a little squeeze. A little bit of contact here. He's going to keep it clean, really. A lot of contact, actually. I mean, I think Optimus was trying to give him space, but I'm not sure how effective it was. They're getting very close here. But JJ just understeering in that dirty air. Oh, it's so close to contact. Optimus is peeling into the pits now, and JJ will breathe a huge sigh of relief as he sees that, as he can now work his way up to the 2 Alfa Romeos on the faster tyre. As Fry gets his first penalty. I mean, it looks like all the grid will have penalties by the end of this race. Another comment. JJ Dog Goat. JJ is a beast, mate. Only one without, well, the highest runner without a penalty, although Paul is just behind him on the mediums. Can't count him out, obviously. Having said that, I mean, they're going to need to, they're probably going to need to stop again, or at least their tyres will be finished. Let's see if Alpha's getting very close to the back of his teammate, if he might make a move here. Using that ERS, he's going to want to get past him. Masiek using his ERS, I mean, he's low now, as Alpha will be aware of that red dot. Fry has got almost all his ERS as well. So Masiek really overextending himself. Alpha's gone for the move. Oh, it looks like his teammates let him through, actually. Looks like he just backed off in at the apex there. And that was what I was predicting. That's wise, as Alpha can really build a gap to Fry now. Really close the gap to Fry now, excuse me. Oh, and JJ has, in the midst of all that, JJ's lost the position to Paul. And now Shark's on the back of JJ. I mean, those hard tyres really not benefiting him at all. Well, see what happens from here. I assume it was a move at the the hairpin after the back straight. Let's see on ERS count, Paul and JJ on about 50 each. Shark a lot lower than that. Apologies, I keep touching my mic. It's sort of in the way of my face. Masiek gets himself another penalty. He's built it up to 6 seconds. Shark and Alex have 9, as does TG. And yeah, the difficulty of this track really making themselves apparent once again. JJ's just got Paul's DRS, but he might fall out because, I mean, he's lost a lot of positions here. Let me just check the standings, see where these two are. Haven't really kept you informed, unfortunately. JJ and Paul actually in P16 and 17 respectively, but they are very much towards the sharp end of the field today, as well, what hasn't really happened as of yet. Masiek, well, yeah, his tyres are really dead now. He's lacking on ERS. He's going to need that pit stop to recharge a bit. get some fuel. Well, actually you don't really gain any fuel in the pits. It's between Alpha and Fry now. Ready for the lead as Optimus sets the fastest lap of a 34.0 on the mediums on his new tyres. Which he should be one-stopping on, actually. Yeah, he will be one-stopping on those. I suspect that Fry and Masiek and Anasik actually will want to extend their tyres to the max here, so they can finish on the softs and really gain some positions back as Alex is retired from the session. Let's just see what's happened here. If you can get a good view from Optimus. He's binned off the exit of 6, I believe. I'm sorry, I don't know the surnames. I'm not even going to try. But he has binned it off the exit. It's going to be a VSC, which provides another challenge for the drivers in terms of not getting a drive-through. See if JJ can have a more successful exit than he did beforehand. And I tell you, if it stretches out, no, I mean it's not stretched out. It's just finished. That's a mistake. But I mean, if it had stretched out a little bit more, they the medium runners could have gone to the pits. See what's going on a bit further back, actually. You see, there's a battle for third, for 7th with Anasik, TG, and Edzak. Edzak, of course, fighting for P2 in the championship. 15 points adrift of his teammate at, sadly, South Africa can't race. But Edzak will really want to put a shift in to get the positions in today, with 7th only giving him 6 points. JJ still hasn't got a penalty, neither does Paul, which is really going to help him. I'm just wondering, have they got any warnings between the two of them? JJ is on 2 warnings, Paul's on 2 warnings, so they're really knocking on the door for 3 seconds in a minute. Of course, Alpha, JJ's real rifle here, has 6 seconds, to my knowledge. Oh, he's closing on Fry, and he's going to make the move. I apologise that I've missed that, but we've still got the move in. And yeah, Alpha on those fresher tyres, really reaping the rewards of them against Fry. I reckon we'll want to box soon, pretty soon. But Alpha's really just he's going to want to extend his leading clean there. He's got a lot of VRS to do it with. Maybe see if he can go for I don't know, maybe he could make them last. How long would it be? It'll be about 21 laps on the mediums here. I think that's probably stretching it a little bit, but that might be his intention. Anyway, we'll just see how events unfold. It's a battle for 3rd here with Masiek and Paul and JJ. Oh, Paul's gone deep. JJ having a little peek on the inside. He thinks better of it, obviously. I think he was a little bit too far back. These two are going to be very careful going through the S's. Ooh. Close to exceeding there, JJ. Well, Alpha's already built that gap up to Fry, who does have a little bit of DRS, but I mean he's still losing to the Frenchman here. And yeah, we'll see when they box. My guess would be in the next 3 or 4 laps, maybe a bit sooner actually. Oh yeah, he's just gone wide. Paul's got his first penalty. I was watching that. I mean, it's slightly silly because I mean he's not gained any time from that. That little wriggle on the exit. JJ getting very close to the back of him as Masiek goes into the box now. So does Fry. So this is where the medium runners stop, and this is after a safety car as well. So that's probably the furthest they could have pushed their tyres. So I'm suspecting Alpha and Paul will only have a few more laps of all their tyres ready to fall off the cliff here. But Alpha has a big lead now, actually. Oh my word. I have not realised how much he's extended that. Of course, the interval is not working as this brilliant game. Okay, there we go. 6 seconds. So 6 seconds between Alpha and JJ, but remember, Alpha does have a penalty, 6-second penalty. I think JJ's going to want to get past Paul on the straight here. Paul has no protection from Masiak now with a DRS. Jay short shifts into 4th. But that DRS, but Paul, it's got a lot of straight line speed here. JJ started closing now, but he's just a bit too far back, I think, for a move. And well, JJ remains frustrated behind the Merc. Shark just a little bit behind on 12 seconds. Edzak actually has done very well to get himself into P5. Obviously, contending for. Let me just get the gaps up. Oh, Shark has really not had a good day with the pens, has he? Sorry, I never get my head around this. Yeah, 15 seconds. It's not great. Oh, Alpha's crashed! He has crashed. Let me just check what's happened here. No, is he retarding the pits? I don't know what's happened here. Alpha M is out of the race. That was... Is that terminal damage? Let's just check now. We go all the way down. He's crashed out in the pits, I believe. That is a spectacular ending as JJ does get his penalty now. But that swings the power into the hands of, well, maybe even Edzak actually. He's the only one running there who hasn't got a penalty now. And he's on the hard tyres. I mean, that could, if he closes to JJ a little bit, Zanisik gets the drive-through. It's not really a great day for the drive-through pens, does it? Yeah, I think that does bring Edzak into contention actually, with his with no pens. I mean, I'll check if he's got any warnings. Got 2 on the first 2 laps. Were they for collisions? No, 1 there. He's only got 1 corner cutting warning. Has Edzak, so he's got a little bit more breathing room. Sector 2 yellow flag. That's a Ferrari. That's Kai, who has spun. And it's been a pretty miserable outing for the reserve today in the place of Safera. He's got a drive through and he's at the back of the grid. But having seen him race before, I know he can do a lot better than that. As honestly, I keep missing stuff today. JJ has made the move on Paul, who is now boxing. So now JJ, Shark is boxing as well. So now these are the only 2 who I don't believe will be stopping. Edzak and JJ. And it's really a battle between the penalties, honestly. I'm so sorry today. I mean, I'm really not on form. Missing everything. Fry on the sauce. I mean, he might catch, actually. He will catch. If he doesn't make any big mistakes. But it's just the question of those pens. Edzak does actually have to close a lot of time, in fairness. Fry has to close a gap of about 10 seconds. I doubt he'll be able to make the catch, but he's at the purple... First sector, his best by 7/10. I mean, if he has some pretty electrifying pace, he might even get past. He might get past JJ here. We'll see. But, I mean, he's gaining bucket loads to the top 2 here. Masiak just behind TG on much fresher soft tyres, but he's got no ERS again. As TG just goes for a red light, he's going to go for a dive. TJ goes wide, maybe trying to give him a bit of space here. Really, it's between Edzak, Fry and JJ right now. Maybe Masiak, but I just don't think he's going to be able to keep up with his lack of ERS. I mean, he's not using any, but he's already dipping below that dangerous 10% mark. I mean, Fry's right at the back of Edzak now. This would be a miraculous catch if he makes it as he sets the fastest lap of a 33.6 without much ERS usage. I think Fry's got to be a little bit patient now, and he'll make the move easy on the straight. But his tyres are just gripping everywhere. He's not gonna make a move, I don't believe. No, he's just sticking in that slipstream. He's already alongside him. This should be a pretty easy pass for Fry Pepper here. Sticking in that slip until the last second, pulls out. No ERS used. It's fairly simple. It's just trickling the usage of the ERS. And now this is where it gets interesting. Fry's obviously got a lot more pace than JJ on those new softs. Can he catch up 7 seconds, or can JJ end up with another pen? We'll really see here. But this is the what makes it interesting. I mean, what JJ really doesn't want here is a safety car, because then he's going to have to box and lose a lot of positions, or maybe keep track position. Who knows? Play for Fry's caught 5/10 in one sector. Just look at the lap time difference. Fry's done a 34.0 when he was sort of held up by Edzak there. JJ done a 35.7, that's 1.7 slower. So at the minute, I mean, if Fry's given clean air, he can easily catch to JJ as chart sets the fastest lap of the 32.7. Very quick actually, to be fair to him. The problem for the boy is that he's got too many track limit pens. But yeah, he is catching like a rocket right now, Fry. I mean, it might be a podium for Masiek as well. He's really closing up to Edzak. Well, it should be a podium for him, if you can just limit the penalties. Oh yeah, it's got 9 seconds. Anyway, our focus really should be on these two right now. I tell you what, the second to fourth have gone up 10 positions respectively, as Masiek has made that 11 as he makes a move on Edzak on a DRS straight, but he's going to have to pull a mighty gap to get some more pace here. Hmm. 4.3. Just fear that, I mean, JJ has got such old tyres, but Fry, by the time he makes the cash, because he's going to be pushing very hard, maybe Fry's tyres might just go off a little bit. He might not have that same pace advantage. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. But I mean, right now it does look like his race to lose. It's sort of like a George Russell situation when he was chasing Sakir. Just hope there's no sort of disaster for Fry, you know, in similar fashion. But he's clocked that gap to 3.8 already. I mean, just a little bit further back. I mean, not much, but Edzak will. If I just check now. So if Edzak stays in that 9-second range with Masiek, he is going to move up into joint P2 with his teammate Salfera. So, I mean, he won't actually be ahead of him because he has fewer wins than his teammate. But if Edzak scores any points, then he might be able to secure that P2. Well, he will be able to secure that P2 in the next round. The gap is 3.2 now. I'm just wondering, ERS count JJ's a little bit lower than Fry. Sorry, it's 2 secs. Sorry, I just had a walk in. Apologies for the intermission. I mean, 17 lap old hards. If he makes these last, it'd be pretty impressive. And he's still setting his PB sector actually through the first 25.8. But he's going to be very mindful of the Belgian chasing him down right now. He can see the Williams of JJ Dog here, and he will just taste that victory from, well, I mean, it has to be it's a very impressive victory here, one of the most impressive of the year surely. I mean, considering he started in P12, which is just very impressive. He's closing in now, and I think at this point, provided they don't have any collision, he should wrap this up. But we'll see. JJ, of course, has not won a race. He's only had one podium this season, so he's already dead on for his best result of the year. Fry, the dominant winner, with three race wins and 8 podiums. Well, that is no mean feat. Clearly one of the fastest, probably the fastest in this division. But I'm just watching him now. I'm going to look a bit further back. So Edzak needs that 9-second gap. Masiak, I don't believe there's any more penalties. Let's just check now. No, he's keeping it to 9. So Edzak just needs to he needs to hang on a little bit. But it's going to be a tough ask with the old hard tyres that he's running right now. But still, there's no fear for him. Optimus behind him on the fresher mediums. He might hold him up a little bit actually, if he catches. Oh, but Fry is just reeling in the Williams of JJ here. He's a second behind. He's got within that second gap now, and he's going to have DRS for the next 3 laps. The final laps of this US Grand Prix. He's not DRS, he's going to try and get the move done early. JJ hanging on for dear life. Fry's getting close, but he's going to hang back here. Wants to avoid getting any damage from the Williams. But this is the battle for the lead now. Still down to the hairpin before the straight, where I think JJ will know that his fate is probably sealed now. Just braking at the 100 metres. Using all that ERS, he wants to get it done. And now Fry alongside, and he moves into the lead, hopefully to wrap up a race victory here with 3 laps to go, bar any calamities. And JJ, well, really powerless to excuse us. JJ really powerless to defend here against the charging Haas of Fry, who is a pretty clear shout for driver of the day. Although I'll have a look. I mean, Eds also might be in the mix for here if he holds on to that podium. I mean, JJ's still got the DRS, he's still putting up a fight. I mean, the only real hope for him now will be that Fry gets a penalty, and then it could really be a lot closer. Just check the warnings real quick. Yeah, I mean, Fry's got none on this soft stint, so I mean, it doesn't really look like that could happen. But, I mean, it's been a brilliant race from him, in fairness. From both of the, I think from all the top 4 have driven brilliantly. And it's been fairly clean, so it's been very nice to see that. Just gonna check the stream. We've got another comment. Simply lovely, says Kane, about 20 minutes ago. But hello, Kane, mate. How do I join the league? I believe we have a link in the bio, mate. It's just check the bio. We've got the Discord link, and then you'll get further guidance if you join that. There we go. Perfect. You're already in, mate. Vice, these, dice, same thing. So I mean, I'm gonna shift our focus to Edzak now because he's got. Oh god, this is not gonna be. This racing point, he really needs to let him through and just hang on his DRS. Because of course he's gonna have the position at the end of the day. But Ed wants to get that P3 to level himself with his teammate for P2 in the championship. We are on the last lap of the US Grand Prix. It's been fairly eventful here. Just see the gap between Masiek and Ed is about 8 seconds at the minute, I believe. So 3.5 Masiek to Fry. And so yeah, it's about 8.3, 8.2 roughly. So Edzak needs a mighty last lap with no ERS to keep that podium, and that would be a brilliant feat from him. But I mean, he is already losing time. Masiek will be pushing as hard as he can to keep hold of the that P3. Using all that ERS. Oh, it's just dropped below 9 seconds. Yeah, it's 9.1 at the minute. So Paul is now overtaking Edzak. I mean, this is the last thing you'd want to happen. He's got no DRS, no ERS. I mean, I'm surprised he's not using any, but still. Let's see, it's a very close fight for the podium. It's almost 10 seconds now. But we're going to switch our attention to Fry, who's coming around the last corner. Now, he's going to take the checkered flag on what has been an absolutely brilliant drive. Stops on the line, and he takes the US Grand Prix. JJ with a brilliant drive, his best result of the year in second. And we're just going to see, I believe Masiek will secure that P3. Edzak has got up to P4. Great drive from him, only driver without penalties as well. Shark, Optimus Prime in 6th, Shark in 7th, TG in 8th. Anasik, he's coming across the line now, in 9th. And we've got to wait a little bit for Kai, right at the back of the field. But a magnificent drive, it has to be said, for Fry Pepper. From P12, from the disaster in quali after the wet weather, scuppered his chances of a higher grid position. But he has asserted his dominance here with the best strategy. As Kai is the last finisher of the US Grand Prix, he crosses the line, and that is it for today. We'll just watch the, I'll run that through the podium and give you a rundown of the results. Driver of the day, Masiek. Well, I think I've got a different person in mind. I think it's fairly obvious who it might be, but I'll reveal that at the end of the stream. So, Fry Pepper wins the race from 12th, JJ stays in P2, Masiek from 14th to 3rd, no mean feat, Edzak 4th from 13th, Paul, Optimus Prime, Shark, TG, DJ Gooch, Vico rounding out the points, That's so frustrating for him. But they've had 2 points, instead he has none, 8 tenths away from the Belgian. And then Kai finishing last of the runners. Alpha, who was really in contention for a good position in the race. Yolmir as well. Alex, who apparently had a controller fault. And Koi, who retired very early on, taking 16th with a very early DNF. But yeah, I'd have to give my driver of the day, I would have to go Fry, because he nailed the strategy and he drove brilliantly without getting any warnings on a soft stint. But honourable mention to Ed Zach, who was the only driver without a penalty. So those two, very, very well done. So yeah, that will be it for the US Grand Prix. Just position wise, Fry extends his lead. That will be some big shifts for JJ and Paul, and as well for Ed Zach. He's getting very close to that P3. So if a good result in Brazil could bring you up to that P2 spot. Sorry. So I've been MrBT. I don't know if I'll be joining you next week for any of the races. I'll keep in touch with Routinia now. But thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you on the next one.